Okay, guys, we are recapping episode 42 of Beyond the Gates. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about Kat and Tomas. They meet up for lunch. Kat, being the absolute monster that she is, dead set on finding some information out about Eva. So she's online looking for a spy cam so she can go back to spying on the girl. Well, Tomas was like, it ain't really what you think it is. Why don't you just ease up on the girl? Because, I had a conversation with her. She was like, you've been speaking to her? I told you Tomas is overly kind to her than he needs to be, especially when his girlfriend, quote unquote, don't like her. You know what I'm saying? Well, he goes in. He's like, well, she told me about that her mother died when she was young and Leslie took her in, and that she didn't have a really good father. So her relationship with Nicole and Ted is really genuine and honest. So basically, Tomas is like, just relax, be a little bit more empathetic. It ain't even that serious right now. And she's like, I am dead set. She is going to ruin my family. I can just smell it. I just know it. I just believe it. And I mean, she ain't wrong, but dang, the girl ain't really as evil as you think. Now, her mama, on the other hand, totally wrong. So Tomas is like, yeah, her mama's name is Leslie. And she was like, I thought her mama's name was Anna. So she remembers her talking to her when she told her to stay away from her, right? So she ends up finding out where the girl live at, and boom, knock on the door, right? Luckily, Leslie had just left to go get something from the store, so she wasn't there. So she's coming in talking about well, it doesn't have to be this bad. It doesn't, we could be friends. I was a little bit overzealous. I could have done better. All of the things, right? So she hears like a little ping. She says, oh, that's my phone. It's in the other room. She leaves the girl in her living room and then talking about I'll be back. She starts walking around. She wasn't sneaking or digging or anything like that. She was just walking around. So she's walking around. She sees the picture of Leslie and Eva. So she's down there taking a picture. Eva walks in the door. Leslie walks in, Leslie, Dana, Anna. She walks in the door and says, excuse me, can I help you? She's like, oh, my bad. Then she sees her and then boom, she recognizes her, that she spoke to her as Anna. And she telling me it's Leslie. And then Eva, she was like, this is, you can't even say this is your mother. Like, come on, you halfway to guilt before you even said anything. So she's guilty by default, right? So, but Kat is relentless. She is just like, yeah, it's about to go down. It's about to go down for real. So Kat is just like, if you don't make this right, it's gonna be a hot mess, right? So that's what's going on with that. But that, I'm telling you, is coming very soon. So then Eva and Leslie already had a little tiff. That's the reason why she left to go to the grocery store, because they got into it. She was like, you are a liar who lies. And she was like, first of all, if you're not down with me, I need you to get your shit together. I need you to really figure out what you're trying to do, because you've been lying to me. You've been going on here saying you was going there, saying you was doing that, but you've been lying to me too. And don't you raise your voice at me, young lady. I was like, if you don't stop trying to be a mother, because you're not a real mother for real. Like, you out here being real trifling. But anyway, I digress. So then, right? Hold on. Let me tell you. Dr. McBride and Vanessa, they done got a little smoochy in the middle of the evening. So they done went to a hotel, got their smooth on. Now they in the house by themselves. They got a whole house by themselves. They ain't no kids there or nothing, but they decided to go to a hotel room. So Dr. McBride, reminisces about when he seen her with Joey, and she had a little sweetness to her, and he didn't like that. So he was like, I need to remind my wife of who I am. And he went and laid it down. He gave her that little, and now she all glowy like, yeah, but he had to go. He had to leave, and ends up going to sit at the casino just to see if he could be around the nonsense and not be tempted, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's like a crackhead going to the crack house saying, I'm just going to sit here to see how long I can put up with not smoking crack in the crack house. Like, no, sir, you ain't even 5 seconds. There's people who've been sober for 30, 40 years that can't sit in a crack house because the temptation is too extreme. But you are a absolute gambling aholic. you are an adrenaline junkie, and you talking about sitting in a casino thinking you're gonna be okay. So you just lost $50,000 in one day. You just lost $50,000 in one day. That is insanity to me. But anyway, I digress. So Vanessa, feeling like her one orgasm just wasn't enough, she calls an escort service. Child, yeah, as much time as I did the last time, I want the same guy, right? So she goes down to the uptown where the girls out and everything. Guess who walks up to her? Joey. Joey's like, you didn't have to call nobody. I would be happy to serve you. And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm married. You don't know nothing about me. He was like, the escort service that you call, I own. So I already know who you are. I was like, damn, girl, your business all out this street. Crazy, right? So she's like, well, it's not what you think. It's just that we're just not we're not on the best terms, me and my husband. It's all good. And he was like, Lily, I really want to be able to help you. I really want to be there for you. I really want to give you this D. I'm just saying, if you want to take it, I'll give it to you. Happily. I said, Joey is nasty. He nasty. But he really interested in her. But he only interested, because he told us, he only interested in her laundering his money for her. Laundering his money, his money for him. That's the only thing that she's interested in. So, well, I mean, that might not be the only thing he's interested in, but that's what he's interested in, is her laundering the money for her. So that's why he's trying to keep Dr. McBride on the hook for the money, so that he can, utilize her services, and she'll feel more compelled to do so in order to save her husband. So, but the other husband and wife duo that I absolutely despise is Haley and Bill. She done finally took the test. I told that girl to just take the damn test. So she finally took a test, and she took 3 of them. She didn't just take 1, she took 3, and found out that they not pregnant. But then he was like disappointed that they wasn't having a baby. She's like, well, 1 minute you didn't want to have a baby, and now you feel disappointed. I'm so sorry, Bill. He's like, it's not even that. It's just that I thought about it, and now that I've given it some thought, it would be nice to have a little half of me, half of you in the room, and it would be okay if we did have it. He was like, well, we're not. Are you disappointed in me? And do you not love me anymore? He was like, I ain't even said none of that. But she was like, but we could still try. We could just try. And he was like, oh, we could try right now. Scoops up, takes it to the bathroom. I said, well, okay, at least y'all gonna try. That's the least y'all can do. So they back there getting their glue on, trying to have a good time. And then I think that's really it. Nicole and Tim, they planning their anniversary, and Eva is supposed to be a go-between Tim and the jeweler, right? The jeweler's supposed to call Eva in order to, make sure that he gets the present and stuff for the anniversary. So her and Tim are teaming up, keeping a secret. Keep that nugget in the back of your mind. I feel like that's a foreshadowing for something. But the party is on. The party is set. The guest list is set. He got some extra invitations for his friends that he want to invite. Like, he's just, going on about it. But he being extra nice. Like, he is guilty by association of what he's done. So he's just trying to stay in, the Lord's good graces when it comes to, making sure that Dr. Nicole don't find nothing out. Now, Dr. Nicole went over to see Laura. And Laura was like, oh, these are just as beautiful as the last flowers you gave me. Because she brought her some diva flowers. And I'm talking real Dupree type flowers. Organic oriental lilies, roses, just beautiful bouquet. They were fake because they didn't have no water in the vase, which is a dead giveaway that they're fake stem flowers. But she was like, I didn't bring you flowers. What you talking about? She was like, no, Eva. She said, you brought me flowers. And she was like, that was just Eva being a great assistant. She did that on her own. And I'm glad that she did. She just to let you know that we do miss you and we do care about you. And you are a part of our family. And she was like, yeah, I'm so glad to almost be out of here and everything. She was like, well, what happened with the potassium? How did you get potassium spiking in your system? Like, it wasn't there before and it wasn't there after. Like, she trying to put 2 and 2 together, but she digging in the field. They ain't got no grass, basically. She just out here doing the most. She pulling stuff like, I wonder. That's not how I would have looked at the security camera footage to see if anybody went inside. That's what I would have done. But okay, that's probably what you'd have done too. But, I digress. And I think that's it. Like, Doug's friend, the other part too about Dr. McBride's friend Randy, his name is Randy. I found out his name was Randy. He really trying to save Dr. McBride. Like, he really care about that dude. Like, he really trying to, like, dude, you don't need to be out here. You don't need to be doing this. You really need to just sit down somewhere. Why are you even in here? Like, what are you doing? And he like, I just trying to make sure that I can handle the thing. And he like, no, you really don't need to. You really don't need to. But it ends, the episode ends on Kat recognizing Leslie Dana Anna as Anna when she's supposed to be Leslie. So we going into episode 44. Y'all stay tuned.